Welcome to Lesson 1.1, Solving Equations. You should have already read through your notes by now in the Word document, but this is just a little refresher from what you've read in the notes. A couple of key points that we need to take away from the lesson notes is that a variable is an unknown value represented by a letter. Now, any letter can be a variable, but the most common variables that we are going to see are, going to be x and y. Also, we need to remember that we're always balancing the equation. Another way of saying this is what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. And let's look at a couple examples of that. If we are given the problem 16 minus x equals 21, we need to solve for x by getting rid of everything that's on the same side as the x. The first thing that we're going to want to get rid of is this 16. So this 16 is a positive 16. We could put a little plus sign right there to remind us that it's positive. So that's like addition, and the opposite of addition is subtraction. So we're going to take 16 away from this side to cancel it out, but what we do to one side we have to do to the other. So we have to subtract 16 from both sides. Those cancel, and we're left with negative x on the left equals 21 minus 16 leaves us with 5. And we're not quite done because x has a negative sign in front of it still. So we have to actually multiply both sides by negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 leaves us with positive 1x, or just x. And then 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. So x equals negative 5 is our answer. Next, we're given x over 6 equals negative 2. Now, the most common thing that people are going to want to do is divide negative 2 by 6. But x is already being divided by 6, so we have to do the opposite of division, because that's the operation that's happening here. And the opposite of division is multiplication. So we are going to multiply this side by 6 to cancel out that 6. But what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So we're going to multiply both sides by 6. These 6's here cancel, and we're left with x equals negative 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12, and then we have one negative, so it's negative 12. X equals negative 12 is our final answer. Alright, now we have 8x minus 6 equals 3 plus 9x. The first thing that we want to do in a situation like this is to get everything on the same side. Get all the x's on one side, get all the numbers on another side. And so it doesn't matter which thing goes to which side. I like to take the smaller x, in this case 8x, to the side of the bigger x, and I'll show you why. This is a positive 8x, which means that to get rid of it, we have to subtract 8x from both sides. (8x minus 8x cancels, and we're left with negative 6 equals 3 plus 9 minus 8 is 1x, or just x. And so by taking the smaller number to the side of the bigger number, we're left with a positive x, and that just makes things nicer to deal with. Then we have this 3 that's on the same side of the x, and it's a positive 3. So to get rid of the positive 3, we have to subtract 3 from both sides. Negative 6 minus 3 gives us negative 9. And then positive 3 and negative 3 cancel, and we're left with x. And you could write it like this, but a more common and probably more appropriate way to write it would be x equals negative 9. There you have it. That's a few examples of how to solve an equation. Now you're ready to try some problems on your own.